Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Honorable Mr. Hasan Kalawi, MPD, and to my friend, I would like to present my test about the analysis of Barack Obama's speech against the Iraq War with the macro perspective of discourse. For the first analysis is from paragraph. I stand before you as someone who is not opposed to war in all circumstances. The Civil War was one of the bloodiest in history, and yet it was only through the crucible of the sword, the sacrifice of multitude, that we could begin to perfect this union and drive the scourge of slavery from our soil. The speaker, expressing their identity, positioned themselves as someone willing to consider the complexities of war rather than adopting a blanket opposition. By referencing the Civil War and describing it as the crucible of the sword, they connect their identity to the historical narrative of sacrifice and transformation. The focus on perfecting the Union and eradicating slavery suggests a commitment to values of justice and social improvement. This identity macro perspective unveils a speaker whose view on war are shaped by Nou's understanding of historical imperative and a sense of moral responsibility. The next analysis is from paragraph. I don't oppose all war. My grandfather signed up for a war the day after Pearl Harbor was bombed. A fought in Patton Army. He fought in the name of large freedom, part of that arsenal democracy that triumphed over evil. Speaker, from a cultural perspective, ties their stance on war to familial and national narrative. The nation of a large freedom and the arsenal democracy underscore a cultural belief in collective value, portraying war as a means to defend and uphold this ideal. This cultural macro perspective reveals the speaker alignment with broader cultural identity shaped by historical events and shared values associated with wartime sacrifice. The next analysis. After September 11, after witnessing the carnage and destruction, the dust and the tear, I support this administration pledge to hunt down the root out those who would slaughter innocent in the name of intolerance, and I would willingly take up arms myself to prevent such tragedy from happening again. From a power perspective, the speaker initially aligned with the administration response to the 9/11 attack, emphasizing the need to combat the threatening innocent. The willingness to take up arms reflects a perception of power as a necessary tool for ensuring security. The next analysis. I don't oppose all war. What I oppose is a dumb war. What I'm opposed to is a rash war. What I'm opposed to is the cynical attempt by Richard Perle and Paul Wolfowitz and the other armchair weekend warrior in this administration to shove their own ideology, agenda down our throat, irrespective of the cost in the life lost in the hardship borne. The speaker then articulated opposition to what they see as a dumb, rash, and ideologically driven war. The critique of individuals like Richard Pyle and Paul Wolfowitz highlight a power dynamic within the administration, with the speaker condemning what they perceive as an abusing of authority. The reference to pushing ideological agenda suggests a concern about power being wielded for personal or political motive, potentially at the expense of human life and well-being. The next, what I'm opposed to is to attempt by political hack like Karl Rove to distract us from the rise in the uninsured, a rise in the poverty rate, a drop in the median income, to distract us from corporate scandal and a stock market that has just gone through the worst month since the Great Depression. From political perspective, the speaker criticized the action of Karl Rove, framing them as an attempt to divert attention from pressing socio-economic issues. The mention of a rise in the uninsured, increased poverty rate, and a drop in median income suggests a focus on economic challenges affect the populace. The reference to corporate scandal and struggling stock market amplifies concern about the broader economic landscape. The next analysis, UN fight President Bush. Let's finish the fight with Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda through effective coordinated intelligence and shutting down of the financial network that support terrorism, and a homeland security program that involves more than color code warning. From political perspective, the speaker addressed President Bush, advocating for a strategic focus on concluding the fight against Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. The emphasis on effective coordinated intelligence suggests a commitment to targeted and informed action in counter-terrorism effort. The call to shut down financial network supporting terrorism underscore the importance of disrupting the economic foundation of extremist group. Next analysis from paragraph. You want to fight President Bush? Let's fight to make sure that we vigorously enforce a non-proliferation threat, and that former enemy and current allies like Russia safeguard and ultimately eliminate their store of nuclear material, and the nation like Pakistan and India never use the terrible weapon already in their possession, and that the armed merchants in our country stop feeding the countless war that rage across the globe. From political perspective, the speaker challenges President Bush by proposing a different focus in the fight. This political macro perspective unveils the speaker advocating for a strategic cooperative approach to global security, highlighting diplomatic effort, arms control, and commitment to curbing the influence of the arms industry as essential component for responsible, sustained foreign policy. The next analysis, you want to fight President Bush? Let's fight to make sure our so-called allies in the Middle East, the Saudis and the Egyptians, stop oppressing their own people and suppressing dissent, and tolerating corruption and equality, the mismanaging their economic so that their youth grow up without education, without prospect, without hope, the ready recruit of terrorist cell. From political perspective, the speaker challenges President Bush, advocating for a shift in focus toward addressing issues within allied nations in Middle East. The mention of Saudis and Egyptians highlight the political stance against perceived oppression, dissent suppression, corruption, and equality within this nation. This political macro reveal a speaker using political rhetoric to call for a re-evaluation of priorities to address issues that could have implication for global stability and security. For the last analysis, the consequences of war are dire. The sacrifice immeasurable. We may have occasion in our lifetime to once again rise up in defense in our freedom and pay the wages of war. But we will not travel down that hellish path blindly, nor should we allow those who would march off and pay the ultimate sacrifice, who would prove the full miserable measure of devotion with their blood, to make such an awful sacrifice in vain. For a value perspective, the speaker expressed the deep appreciation for the gravity of war and the immense sacrifice it entails, the emphasis in defending freedom, and the acknowledgement of potential future conflict underscore a commitment to core societal value. This value macro perspective reveals a speaker guided by principled responsibility, thoughtful consideration, and a deep sense of respect for the human cause of war. That is all from me, from my work. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.